Hello everyone, and welcome to Kalkine TV. I'm Nathan, and you are watching The Opening Bell. The S&P ASX 200 is lower today, dropping 65.30 points to 6,950.50 during early trade hours. 10 of 11 sectors are lower over the last week. IT, energy, healthcare and utilities are the worst performing sectors. On Tuesday, the Australian market broke its 5-day winning streak and closed the session 0.68% down at 7,017.8. Major stock market indices across the world fell on Tuesday. Oil prices also witnessed selling as investors are getting worried regarding the rising global COVID-19 cases and their effect on the global economic rebound. India reported 1,761 deaths from COVID-19 overnight, its highest daily toll, while Canada and the United States extended a land border closure for non-essential travellers. On Tuesday, the Dow Jones shed 0.75%, closing below the 34,000 mark at 33,821.3. The S&P 500 was down by 0.68%. The Nasdaq closed the trading session at 13,786.28, losing 0.92%. The Pan-European Stoxx 600 index lost 1.90, and MSCI's gauge of stocks across the globe shed 0.85%. Emerging market stocks lost 0.07%. MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan closed at 0.08% lower. Japan's Nikkei lost 1.97%. The CBOE Volatility Index climbed 19 points for the first time since March 31st, before closing at 18.71. On Wall Street, travel stocks weighed on sentiment, leading to a sharp fall in cruise operators and airline stocks. The dollar index notched up 0.166% after touching its lowest level in nearly 6 weeks. The US Treasury yields fell, but they still traded above last week's more than 1 month's lows. The Australian dollar fell sharply from the day's high, closing 0.4% lower at 0.7722 on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Netflix Incorporated said slower production of TV shows and movies during the pandemic hurt subscriber growth in the first quarter, sending shares of the world's largest streaming service down 11% on Tuesday. Concern over rising COVID-19 cases in India continued to weigh on the oil market. Given India's position as a major crude oil importer, new economic restrictions would heavily dent the demand for crude oil. The WTI crude fell 1.21% to $62.44 per barrel. Brent crude was at $66.50 down 0.82% on Tuesday. The energy sector index could trade lower as global cues aren't looking good for the energy producers. These companies include Beach Energy Limited, Origin Energy Limited, Oil Search Limited and Whitehaven Coal Limited. The spot gold added 0.5% to $1,778.80 an ounce. Silver gained 0.7% to $25.83. The surge in the global cases of coronavirus, which might lead to longer than expected economic recovery, is attracting demand from the safe haven. The Australian gold miners such as Silver Lake Resources Limited, Perseus Mining Limited, Northern Star Resources Limited and Newcrest Mining Limited could see some investors' interest today. And now let's look at major newsmakers. BHP Group Limited said on Wednesday it expects annual iron ore production at the upper end of its forecast, although bad weather and planned maintenance at its South Flank project sent third quarter output nearly 2% lower. The world's largest listed miner expects overall production of the steelmaking ingredient at the top end of its 245 million tonnes to 255 million tonne forecast range. Citi says Westpac Banking Corp offers one of the best cost-out opportunities among banks, saying costs can be scaled back to a target of 8.8 billion Australian dollars from 10.2 billion Australian dollars currently. Broker raises its target price to $28.50 Australian from Australian $26 and holds its buy rating as per information from Refinitiv. Corporate Travel said it broke even in March and expects positive underlying EBITDA in the fourth quarter of the financial year 2021, led by its UK, Europe and ANZ businesses. Splitit's first quarter merchant sales volumes rose 247% year on year to $82 million, with gross revenue up 292% to $2.7 million. Nui downgraded its financial year 2021 revenue and annual contract value forecasts, but raised its pro forma EBITDA forecast after completing an internal management review. Energy giant Santos has agreed to provide Rio Tinto with 15 petajoules of natural gas in a deal that comes into effect later this year. Atlas Arteria's March quarter weighed average traffic at 12.4% lower and weighted average toll revenue, which was 9.0% lower than last year, with COVID-related movement restrictions affecting both periods. Bookmaker PointsBet says it has completed the $43 US acquisition of Irish group Banach Technologies as at April 20th. It paid 55% in cash and the remainder in scrip, with 1.75 million shares issued today. Alright then, thanks for watching. I'm Nathan and this is Kalkine TV. We'll be back shortly.